Yo yo yo, it's Vemtaz here, and today talking about the Laika nerf, or the version 3.54 nerf that came out, and makes a little sense, but a lot of no sense. So let me do some R5 here, set this up, and talk about that. So first of all, if you ask anybody in the game what monster needs nerfed the most, and which monster needs buffed the most. I mean, the buff the most, you might get a couple answers. You might get people saying Vanessa. You might get people saying Daphnis. You may have people saying Chandra or the Water Monkey King. You know, many different monsters people think need buffed. Pretty sure everybody would say that Smath is the one that needs nerfed the most. So this buffing comes out, everyone's excited, figuring, well, finally Vanessa's going to be worth something, maybe, besides just her leader skill and to hold some fight runes and, you know, hopefully res somebody that maybe while something's stunned so that it can survive, because if it gets hit again, you know it's dead. Her res is pretty much worthless. And, you know, the buffs and nerfs come out and you look at it and you're like, what are they thinking, you know? So the problem that I have with it is that, you know, pretty much most of the nerfs, if not almost all of them, are centered around RTA. What is RTA? It's basically where the people who pay to play and pay to win take all their collections of monsters and beat the crap out of people who don't have them and enjoy it. And I can understand enjoying it, you know, and probably have a blast just knowing that they're ticking off these people on the other end that are maybe have one Nat 5 or a couple of Nat 5s their whole gaming career, and, you know, they have no chance to win. So the majority of the people that I know don't do RTA at all. You know, I'm pretty sure most free-to-play players don't say, wow, I'm excited to go do RTA and see how high I can rank. You know, it's probably just like the regular arena too, where the higher you get, you're going to see the same monsters, you know, especially in RTA, Ganymede, you know, Molong, Ciara, you know, all the monsters that everybody wants, you know. So the nerfs were basically based around RTA, which most of the players don't play in. You know, it's made for like the top 0.5% of the players who have spent the money, and I understand them catering to them by making RTA. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. You know, it keeps them happy, it keeps them spending, because everybody's going to try to get your Molong or whatever monster they think at that time is the best for it. And that's great. But the problem I have is that, you know, a free-to-play player doesn't have 20 Nat 5s, 30 Nat 5s plus. They may have 0, or they may have 1 or 3 or 4, and they probably really, really like these monsters, and they really, you know, are happy to have them, and they put all their devil mons into them, their best runes on them. So then when a nerf comes out that specifically targets one area where they probably don't even play, and it totally destroys or ruins the monster they enjoy, it really is a kick to the balls to them. And a lot of them, I'm sure, quit. A lot of them, sure, are like, why am I playing? You know, they're just catering to these hot button players, and they don't give a crap about my monsters, you know. So, you know, you look at these nerfs, and, you know, Rakan, I can understand. He actually probably should have been nerfed worse, you know. I'm not saying his nerf isn't enough. It's okay. I'm happy with it, you know, but, you know, imagine if you took away Rakan's collapse. What is he? You know, Laika was good because, you know, yeah, I'm partial to Laika because I have Laika, you know, but I have 3 accounts. I play 3 accounts all the time. I have my own R5 team, as you can see here, playing. You know, they usually win. And, you know, Laika, I was a fun monster. I put Devilmons in him right away. He's great. You know, I built him a little tankier because I liked using him in arena and other places where, you know, things attack him, he stuns them, you know, has a chance to stun them. And that was what made him great, you know, that chance to stun. So when that's taken away from him, it's like, you know, even before the nerf, he's very easily countered. You know, you bring anyone that has multiple hits that hits hard, he's dead. You know, I double Lucian him, or even my single Lucian beats him in the regular arena all the time. You know, so he wasn't an OP threat like Rakan, where it's like, oh god, if I don't kill Rakan, he's gonna just solo my whole team and vamp, and I can't kill him. You know, it wasn't an obvious overpowered nerf or power. But again, from what I hear in RTA, everyone, you know, argued with me about this. We're saying, well, he's the #1 monster used in RTA. and there's a reason for it. Okay, well, that's great. You know, I don't play in RTA. I'm not even ranked in there. I refuse to do it. You know, so to nerf a monster that, you know, is on someone's account that doesn't even play in there makes no sense when the nerf is intended to balance him for RTA. So my solution is just like the violent procs. You know, after the tournament, you saw YDCB or YC, you know, get the crap beat out of him by violent procs. You know, not to say that's why he lost, you know, but they made a change, and that change wasn't made game-wide because I think they knew a lot of players, you know, basically every player invests all their time in Dragons B10. They farm violent runes to death, so if they made that a game-wide nerf, people would have been up in arms and probably half the game would have quit. So they made it specifically for RTA. Why, since all these nerfs were basically meant to balance RTA, why aren't they RTA specific nerfs? Why are they affecting the rest of the game? You know, they, you know, they were made for RTA, but yet they affect Guild Wars, they affect Arena, and they changed certain monsters to where they, you know, aren't even the same anymore. They're not even made for PvP anymore, basically. So, and that's the other thing too is, you know, I understand it's to make money. So Samath, you know, maybe they didn't nerf him because people are still trying to get him. People are trying to spend a lot of money to get him. You know, certain monsters like that. But the thing is, you mean, you can't tell me that Samath is not overpowered. You know, you have a Samath or a Vanessa, you're never going to use Vanessa. You have a Samath, you're not going to put Chiwu in instead of him. Well, Chiwu does this. No, Samath is going in. You know, same thing with, you know, monsters like Tiana. You know, Tiana is, there's nothing like her. You know, she can basically completely strip your guys, and she also cleanses. So if you get some dots on her ahead of time before she does that, she cleanses too. You know, and attack bar buffs or attack bar buffs. You know, so there's nothing in the game like that. So people pay and pay and pay and pay till they get that. So it's to make money, I understand, but you know, it'd be nicer if, you know, the other monsters that are supposed to be strippers like Chiwu, Praha, you know, Triton, other ones like that, maybe they had some guaranteed stuff too. You know, or you bring out more monsters that have guarantees like her, so that she's not just the one monster in the game that everybody wants. Everybody's, you know, throwing money at to get. You know, make it, you know, spread the wealth. You know, and that's, you know. So yeah, I mean, next time you balance, try to think that there's other parts of the game than RTA, and that people, not everybody likes RTA, not even everybody plays there. I'm sure you have stats that show you. Let me get it started again here. Who does or doesn't play? How much percentage of the game does or doesn't play in RTA? I'll keep that because violence hard to get. So let's see what else I have written down here. Oh, and Brandia, you know, she was a good buff, but, and I'm just nitpicking here a little bit because I do have a Brandia, but and Jubago talks about this all the time, how her leader skill makes no sense. I mean, it's obviously she was made for this right here, R5, yet her leader is for Arena and it's HP. Would it make more sense maybe to give her, since there's not many monsters that have that, you know, there's the Fire Monkey King and a few others that have like an HP global leader skill. That way it'd be actually useful in here. You know, that's a small change that, you know, wouldn't that be nice for Brandia and make her skills actually make sense. Let's see. And that's pretty much it. You know, just wanted to vent a little bit about the Laika nerf and the other monsters that were nerfed. You know, I mean, I understand that, you know, Tableau, a little too powerful, and Iris, way too powerful. But again, there's still, I mean, even with Iris's nerf, she's still going to strip really well. And it doesn't change her, it just lowered her percentages. Whereas the Laika nerf, it just totally changed his whole purpose. And it made him a threat that people didn't want to touch and didn't want to deal with, to something that you just go kill him right away and you don't worry about him. And it just kind of, you know, and oh, that's another thing I almost forgot. In the future, you know, other games, when they changed a class and they changed the skills on the class or whatever, you know, especially with like World of Warcraft, they had like 3 different builds. So if somebody had a mage and it was like a fire, arcane, and ice build, and they totally nerfed the one build, you know, to balance it. When they did that, they allowed a free stat, or not stat change, but a free rebalancing of the skills, where you could say, okay, I'm going to change them to ice, and normally it cost you like money in the game or something. But when they did a change, a balancing change, they gave everyone a free chance to respec that monster the way they wanted to. So in cases like this with Laika when he's, you know, a lot of people basically put him in storage now. And, you know, at least when you're doing something that big of a nerf to a monster like that, it would make sense if you gave people the option to undevilmon that monster. You know, because some people, especially as free to play, I'm like, I know, you know, it's different with pay to play because you can just buy Devilmons and you're buying them anyway. But as free to play, you know, you don't come across Devilmons that often, and you know, it's really a big deal when somebody puts all their Devilmons into something like that, and then the monster gets nerfed, and it's, you know, you have many other places that need Devilmons and you could use them. So keep that in mind for when you do a nerf that's really drastic like that. Give people an option to undevilmon the monster so they can use them on something else that they need. But it's kind of a shame that my first video is complaining about a nerf, but I'll have more videos coming out with my 3 accounts here, and you know, showcasing some of the monsters. I got some fun monsters to play with, and you know, having 3 accounts gives you a variety of things to have fun with. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Actually, you'll see me